Hello, I'm Lakshman Maaheshwary, and today we are going to talk about decision making. Now, please remember, these can come to you in the form of case studies or in form of any other question, and they are widely used in many examinations and in job selection processes. Now, we have to understand that traditional questions are just a test of knowledge. There are definite facts or theories which make the answer right or wrong. And understanding of theories or formulas is sufficient to attempt such questions. But what about the situation when there is no obvious right or wrong answer? What if we are dealing with dilemmas? There might be various contradicting or conflicting options to choose from. What should we do? Should we go for the greatest good or should we work by the principle of least evil? In such cases, we need to perform an inner inquiry to obtain the answer. We have to find a perspective or a compelling argument which justifies our decision. So, to help you with this, I'm going to provide you a framework for decision making. The first step is to carefully examine the case or the given situation. Make sure you read it and reread it till you understand it completely. Next, we need to identify and list the issues or the conflicts or the dilemmas that we face. This is a very important step because unless we identify the issue or the conflict or the dilemma, we cannot move ahead with solving the problem. Now, these can be either ethical or moral in nature, or they can be legal, technical, religious, cultural, or political in nature. If you can identify the exact nature of the issue, conflict, or dilemma, it will be very beneficial. The next step is to list all the facts. Now, be careful here. Only the unbiased facts without any judgments are to be listed here. Also, make no assumption unless specifically asked to do so. Because if we start making assumptions, it will add innumerable possibilities and hypothetical what ifs. We have to stay focused on facts provided or stated. Next, we need to examine the law of the land and local norms pertaining to our issue or dilemma. We need to know the legal or the constitutional framework, guidelines, standard operating procedures, code of conduct, terms and conditions, contracts, beliefs, customs, or practices of where we are operating when it comes to the issue at hand. The next step is to identify the stakeholders. Stakeholders are all the people who might be directly or even indirectly involved in the case. Anybody who has an interest in the outcome or affects the outcome or is affected by the outcome is a stakeholder. Having identified the stakeholders, we need to understand the motivation of the stakeholders. Why they would do something or why they would not do something. Now, this can be based on the following factors. We need to understand the punishment or liabilities or rewards or benefits that the stakeholders might get. We need to understand the perception of the stakeholders, impact on their reputation, their obligations, which might be social, legal, or personal in nature. Once we identify the motivation, we can make a better decision. Next, we need to determine the level of disclosure needed. By this, we mean extent of information to be shared and who to share it with. Now, you might face dilemma even here. Should we tell people and risk panic creation? Or should we tell people to make sure that they have informed decision? From situation to situation, even the level of disclosure needs to be changed. Having taken all these steps above, it is time to start listing options or alternatives. At this moment, don't rule out any option. People at times get tunnel vision and zero down on an option in a haste. After you have listed all the options, now the time is to evaluate those options and alternatives. What should be the parameter? Well, there can be various ways to select one of the options. You can use core ethical values as guide and use the principles like greater good or least harm or maximum utility or any other one that you deem fit. Finding past precedences in similar cases might also help you. If you have the chance, find the opinion of subject experts or use documented studies. Now comes the time when you actually make the decision. But then again, what should be the method for decision making? Should it be a top down method or a bottom up method? Should it be collective or participative method in which you ask people? Even in that case, what should it be? Should it just be a simple majority vote? Or do you need unanimous approval? Or should it be authoritative? Just one person telling what to do? In that case, what should be the competence and position of the authority? Once you have taken the decision, find the best course of action. Find your compelling argument. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Reflect a deep understanding of the situation. Show that you have the ability to think critically. Back up your decision with relevant facts and data. Display empathy and compassion while making a tough choice. Never marginalize the importance or sanctity of the group or the values that were sacrificed in taking this decision. Now, implement or recommend the decision that you have taken. Now, a lot of people would stop here with implementation or recommendation, but the most important point is mechanism to monitor or assess the outcome. You should always obtain feedback and, if possible, set up system for mid-course corrective measures. This way, even if the things are going wrong, they can be corrected midway. And finally, institute learning for future needs. If you had to face this dilemma or issue, make sure that learning can be derived from this so that in future people after you will find it easier to operate in the similar situation. This video was about decision making and was brought to you by Lakshman Maheshwary. Thank you for watching and have a good day.